Welcome back everybody to our Revit house. This is video 14, and what we're going to do in this video is a quick little thing so you can customize your house and make it look all nice and neat, and then we'll do some modeling on the outside as well. So the first thing you'll notice is my house looks a little bit different. I went online and I put these in the shared folder. I got a different floor, kind of this rustic flooring, and I also changed the material to this oak wood exposed, and I think I changed the size of this. So let's go over all three of those really quickly. So first thing is when you want to make a material smaller, like the little mosaic here, really simple. All you gotta do is go to manage materials. Once this opens, you find your material wherever it may be. I think we called that countertop, didn't we? Yep, countertop. I just basically, again, I duplicated it, and right up here when I set appearance, I made sure I click this part which says duplicate this asset, which turns off the shared. And then I also went in here and changed it, and then right here, this is your size. So same thing, this came in like 1 foot, I made it 5 feet. You can change it whatever you want. What was the other one called? Backsplash, I think. Didn't we call it backsplash? There's the backsplash, and there's the mosaic. Again, same thing. This is 8 inches now. We can go even smaller. Let's go down to 6. See what that looks like. Okay, that was weird. 6. And they should be locked. Go, hit apply, and now you can see the pattern gets even smaller. That actually probably looks even better. This looks really weird, but it does look pretty good when it's rendered. And then down here, so these were part of some modeling that we did, and we just used the extrusion model in place over here. Where is it? There it is. And then we just changed it right there. The floor is different. The floor I just straight up painted because I want this floor throughout the entire house. So to do that, super easy. Make sure you're not on anything. Go to modify. Right over here, you have paint and you have remove paint. So I'm going to go ahead and remove it. And you can see there's our plywood subfloor finish. And because I didn't want to go through and make a generic model, or what you can actually do is right here, this thing, which is split face. I'll show you this tool really quickly. You can click that and you can say split face, and then watch this. You can draw something like that and click OK, and now I actually split this face into 2 different chunks. So then when I go to paint, and painting is just like you're just applying a material. If you ever use SketchUp or anything like that, it's the same thing. So here's my wood flooring that I made. And you can see in there that it totally did not count that because we split this face. And that way you can split bathrooms, you can split all sorts of things. Wherever you need to split a face without making a generic model or a new floor or all that things, especially a variable. Especially if you were varying, different places of a house. But because I'm just making the whole thing the same, I'm just doing paint right on it. And again, I don't really need to show the thickness. You would not do that for the top of these cabinets without making the countertop. Just painting the actual top of the cabinets, that would look absolutely ridiculous. So anyways, that's how you do that. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is let's go to the outside. And we can do this, we're going to apply the same thing we're about to do on the inside, but let's go to the outside first. So here's our lovely house. And I did put this material also in the out, not the outbox, but the shared folder. That's it. Okay, so now let's look at the actual house compared to what we have made. Okay, so here it is. Here's some more. These are more pictures. Oh, okay, I guess. Yeah. So let's go ahead and let's make this little roof cap thing, and we're gonna make this as well. And we're probably not gonna make these. Maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to make this video short so you can keep working on your own thing. But let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna do this a different way than just doing a straight up extrusion as well. So let's jump back to Revit, and what I want to do is make a profile that kind of goes all the way around. So what I'm gonna do for this is I'm gonna go to, let's go to the roof level. The roof level and architecture, and I'm gonna make a reference plane right here. Reference plane, and it really doesn't matter where I put this, but it's basically gonna make an invisible line that you cannot see, but we can call upon it when we set our work plane. So I'm just making it anywhere, and you can make it anywhere, it doesn't matter. I want to change this name to let's call it roof cap plane. Alright, so there's this thing called roof cap plane right here, and it's represented by this little green dotted line. And then what I can do is, in, let's say I'm going to go back to 3D space, and I'm going to go to set my work plane. Now I can pick, I should be able to pick plane right here. Alright, no, by name, sorry. And there it is, reference plane, roof cap. I'm going to click OK, and then I'm going to say show me that plane. And there's the plane. You can kind of see, again, planes go on for eternity, so you can see where that is. And I'm going to use this plane to sketch on and make a special component that's going to wrap all the way around this thing. So let's go ahead and do model in place. And I'm going to grab a generic model, call this roof cap, and I believe we're already on that plane. Yep, okay, good, just to make sure. So then I'm going to go to create, and I'm going to make what's called a sweep. So sweep over here, and actually this is going to do it for us. We just kind of made some extra work for ourselves, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and click pick path. And what I want to do is pick the outside edge. And I don't have the siding on all the way around, but that's going to be just fine. I'm going to click this edge, and then that edge. I'm actually clicking the inside edge. If you click either one, it doesn't matter for this, if it overlaps a little bit. And I'm just clicking all four sides just once. And then to make sure I don't click on other lines to overlap, notice I clicked on 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to click on extend, trim. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm using the extend tool. That way it ensures that I don't have a second line in there. Alright, now you see how it actually made this plane. I kind of forgot that it made this plane for you, so that's why we made that reference plane. But we can always use that reference plane for something else if we need to make anything vertical on this vertical plane. So that's, even though we don't really need it, it was still good, and it's a good little thing to know. Alright, now what we can do is say edit profile. And so you can see it's the exact same plane kind of idea that we made, and it doesn't matter where this is, if you're on the right side or the left, it's not going to make any difference. And all I'm going to do is come down, I'm going to come down 2 inches, out 2 inches, up 3 inches, and then this, what does that say, 9, so I'm going to go over 11 inches, down, I don't know, what did I just pick, 3 inches? Yeah, just to make it the same, into, up, and then back around. So you're kind of making this, you know, upside down U kind of thing, like that. It's just this cap that goes around this top. And we can say material, and I think we have the black still in use. And I'm going to go ahead and click OK and keep my fingers crossed, and then click finish, and it should take that profile and go all the way around. So that's how sweeps work. You pick a path, which is what we did, and then you pick a profile, and then you get that. So hooray, there's our little house cap thing. Then I'm going to say finish model. I'm going to make this thing. But this thing I'm going to make after I do all the other walls. Okay, but before we move on to the side, we have to do some things. Kind of worked ahead here. And just want to make sure that we get the materials to line up right. So, for instance, on this side, we need to make sure that the sides are the exact same. So what I did was I did edit in place. And then on your own you can, pull it down. I cut this out so it's underneath, even though it probably wouldn't be how it really is, but you can click on this and say edit extrusion, and right here we need this number right here, 21.5. So remember that on the side view when we make the other one. So you pause the video, draw that up, make sure that's 21.5. Okay, so, or you can just follow along right now and then apply that in a second. Oops. Architecture, model in place, just gonna be a generic model. And we call this siding 2 or siding 3, I don't know what we named it, but what we're going to do is do set work plane, pick plane, and make sure you grab this wall, not the edge over here like this. If you grab this wall, which is the edge of this entire thing, you'll get an error. We want to grab this wall right here as our work surface. Alright, now let's zoom in. And you can't see it, but we're going to use an extrusion and a rectangle. We can't see it, but it's this edge, I think. It's right there. So you can see there's the end point, because we're going to be working inside of that. And then this is where I'm just going to go down like crazy, like this. Alright, so I went way past the house. I'm going to click this bottom line, and this is where I'm going to type in 21 feet 5 inches. That way it's the exact same. And then, without making openings, all we have to do is go to rectangle and grab that, outline that, and outline that. And we can make it, I think it was 1 inch like the other part. And material, it's always the last one you were using, so mine's on backsplash, and I believe this is called wood siding 3, but whatever you named it is what you're going to use. And then before I click the check right here, you can see how it's not overlapping. One of these edges should overlap, even though there probably should be some sort of trim, or we could have gone on a crazy angle from the top view on a 45 miter and done some things. We're not going to get that crazy in there. So I'm just going to bring that over like that, and now I'm going to hit finish. I hope these line up. And they don't. So we need to fix that somehow. So I'm going to have a finish model, and let's see how we can fix that. Okay, so I know how to fix this. So I'm inside the left one. So this is where we were. I've worked ahead a little bit just to see if I could fix this, and after a couple tries it worked. So I'm on the left side. I'm going to say model in place. I'm going to click on the extrusion, and over here I have wood material 3. Yep, just like before. And I've already made a solution here, but we'll do it together right now. So let's go ahead and say duplicate, and I'm just going to call it wood model 3. Since I already have I'm going to call it 0.2. I don't know why I got rid of that. That's not, come on. Wood siding. There we go. Alright, so I duplicated that. I'm going to click on it once. Sorry about that. I'm going to click, here it is down here. I'm going to click on it once. I'm going to go to Appearance. The first thing I'm going to do is deselect this. So duplicate the asset. And then inside of the image, we're going to use this position offset. And we're going to offset 4 inches vertically. 4 inches vertically in the Y. Go ahead and click OK or Done, and then click Apply. And there we go. You can see how it shifted down 4 inches, and now those line up perfectly. So now our siding looks very nice and professional. So I jumped ahead and I just did exactly what we just did, but I just did all the other sides of the building. So you can go ahead and do that on your own. And then the last thing we're going to do actually in this video is we're going to add that little strip right there. So let's go back to this, and I'm going to assume it's, I don't even know where this is, 3 feet down, something like that. Totally up to you. Let's jump back into here. I don't know if I want it to touch this edge or not. Anyway, let's go to one of the elevation views. Doesn't matter which one, and we're gonna make another. Now we're gonna make a reference plane that we are going to actually use. So I'm gonna go to Architecture, Reference Plane, and in this way we can put a dimension in. So I'm just gonna throw it right here, just to start. We'll just call it the black strip. Which is like, I don't know, it looks like it's almost, it looks like it's just ornamental, but at the same time it also looks like it could be part of the gutter system, but I don't think so. I'm gonna go here, let's type in 3 feet. Yeah, if we do 3 feet and then go up from 3 feet, I think that'll be good. So we've made this new reference plane called black strip, because I don't know what else to call it. It looks like an architectural detail, which just means it's there because it looks nice. And let's look at it one more time. Yeah, see that this goes past it. It's just a piece of siding, I think, to kind of break this up. I don't think the actual downspout has anything to do with it. Could be wrong, but you know what? I can't really tell by just looking at this image. Anywho, jump back in. So now I'm in 3D space. I think this is the best place to do it. And actually, let's go to 3D section and grab this and push this out in all directions so you can see all the edges. And what I'm going to do is push this out like so we can see all the edges, and then actually push this up and then push it down just below, I think that'll work, just below the roof cap. I also painted the shingles, by the way. Painted the roof with shingles, I should say. Okay, so I'm in my 3D section. I pushed and pulled my little section box down just past it so I can get the edge, because if you don't, you're going to get that lip and it's going to look a little confusing. So now, finally, place component, nope, model in place. That's what we want. We want to do a generic model and call it the black strip. And here, I'm going to click on set my work plane, and this is where I'm going to pick my black strip plane. And we can do show just to make sure. There it is. Looks fantastic. I'm going to do extrusion. And I'm going to rotate my view so I can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm looking straight down. I'm gonna change, I don't know why I have shadows. I have realistic on, and I have shadows, but I can't seem to turn those off right now. Okay. That's very odd that it's not down here. Maybe because I'm in extrusion. Alright, so anyway, I'm just gonna do just a box. Grabbing the entire side. Some sides might be a little bit different than others, depending on how you made the thickness. That doesn't matter, it's just a visual. And we'll just do 1 inch. So I'm gonna do an offset of 1 inch. I'm gonna click the same corners. So we have this kind of frame around our house, and it's gonna go up. Let's do 1 foot. See what that looks like. And no, not siding. We're gonna use just that good old-fashioned black that we've been using. Black, this one. I don't know why it's not. It's giving me a little error, like you can't update it. But all right, so let's go ahead and click OK. So 1 foot black. It'll look like this from 3D. It's gonna go up 1 foot. So there's our strip. Let's go back to our normal 3D. Doesn't look too bad. It looks way too thick though, I think. Oh yeah, way too thick. Let's bring it down. And I think it's gonna go down to the window. So we can just push and pull that, or just use the move tool if we want. So I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna, about 8 inches. That looks pretty good. And actually, yep, I'm gonna put it down. So I'm just gonna make sure your view is totally lined up. So click the back button or whatever button you want to do, and then I believe because we did that, oh, because it's on that plane, cannot do that. So I'm actually gonna use the push pull. Just gonna push this. I'm just gonna eyeball it till it looks good. Actually, I'm gonna take up 1 whole section of siding. And that looks pretty good. I like that. That looks nice. Alright, finished model. Hey, look at that. Our house is really, really something here. It's looking pretty good. Put some lights, do a little other things, and we're gonna be done.